You stand on the last bridge of the last ship. Its name is the Vanguard, a rather hopeful name for the end of everything. The main view screen shows the approaching doom. It is not blackness or fire. It is a wave of perfect, shimmering light. It moves without anger or haste. It simply is. And it is coming for you. For everyone. The bridge is a mix of hushed prayers and frantic signals. Every crew member is a portrait of focused dread. They check readings that no longer matter. They send messages that will never be answered. Admiral Kalen stands like a statue of iron. His face is a mask of grim acceptance. He has fought his whole life. He led humanity's retreat across the stars. Now there is nowhere left to run. You watch the shimmering wave grow larger. It erases constellations as it comes. You feel the ship's deck tremble beneath your feet. A low hum of terror fills the recycled air. But you are not afraid. You feel a strange sense of homecoming. And then you do the unthinkable. You smile. It is not a smirk or a twitch. It is a genuine, warm, knowing smile. Admiral Kalen turns. His eyes find yours across the bridge. He sees your expression. His weary face hardens into disbelief. Then it twists into a cold fury. Doubt ripples through the crew around you. Whispers follow their fearful glances. The smiling one. The one who has broken. You find this amusing, specialist. Kalen's voice is low. It cuts through the bridge noise like a shard of ice. You do not answer him. You just keep your eyes on the approaching light. The smile remains fixed on your face. This seems to enrage him more than any defiance. He sees madness in your calm. He sees a final, unforgivable heresy. In this last sacred moment of terror, you dare to be serene. The crew shies away from you. You have become a source of bad luck. A crack in the ship's fragile morale. They need unity and fear. You are offering something else? Security to the bridge. The Admiral's command is absolute. 2 guards in heavy armor step forward. Their movements are reluctant but disciplined. They look at you, then at the screen, then back at you. They see the same thing the Admiral does. A mind shattered by the end of all things. Take the specialist to the brig. Kalen does not look at you now. He looks at the beautiful, terrible wave. Confine this anomaly. Get them off my bridge. The guards take your arms. You do not resist their grip. You walk with them willingly. Your smile finally fades. It has done its job. You pass the other bridge officers. Their faces are a mix of pity and fear. They believe you have succumbed to void madness, an old spacer's terror, a mind lost to the endless dark. It is a kinder diagnosis than the truth. They cannot possibly comprehend the truth. Not yet. The heavy brig door slides shut behind you. The sound is a heavy, final clang. It seals you in a small, gray, sterile box. There is a single bench and a dim light overhead. For a moment, you are just a prisoner. The last prisoner of a dying species. Then you close your eyes and let the memory return. The chaos of the bridge fades away. The hum of the ship's engines becomes a distant echo. Your mind travels back 5 years, back to a place no one spoke of anymore. A classified research outpost, a forgotten project buried deep in the silent dark. Its official name was Project Chimera. You and the others just called it the Echo. It was hidden in the Kuiper Belt, a lonely rock on the edge of everything. You were not a soldier then. You were a xenoarchaeologist, a student of things best left buried. Your job was to study the pieces of alien life, the silent, broken things found in the void. You gave voices to the long dead. You remember the day they found it, buried under a mile of ice and rock. It was not a ship. It was not a tool. It was a fragment, a piece of something so vast it defied imagination. The drill team that found it went mad. Their minds simply unraveled. You were sent in to make sense of the impossible. The chamber was cold. Your breath plumed in the air. The object rested on a pedestal in the center. It was a shard of impossible material, no bigger than your hand. It did not reflect the light from your helmet lamp. It seemed to drink the light. It pulled the brightness from the room. It was a piece of perfect, unblemished night. The other specialists felt a primal dread. Their instruments gave back nonsense readings. The shard defied every known law of physics. It was a hole in reality, a splinter from some other, darker existence. But you felt something different. You felt a pull, a sense of familiarity. It was like hearing a forgotten song from your childhood. While others backed away, you stepped closer. Protocol screamed at you to stay back, to contain it, to run. Every instinct in your body told you to reach out, to touch it. So you did, because of course you did. You removed your glove in the freezing chamber. Your fingers trembled as you reached for the shard. The moment your skin made contact, the universe fell away. There was no light, no sound, no you. There was only the vision. It was not a memory. It was a preview. You saw the bridge of the Vanguard. You saw Admiral Kalen's grim face. You saw the shimmering wave of extinction. And you saw yourself, standing there, watching the end of everything. And you saw your own smile. The artifact had showed you this exact moment. The artifact did not just grant you a vision. It gave you understanding. A torrent of information poured into your mind. It was not data or language. It was pure concept. A sudden and total knowing. The great wave was not an act of malice. It was not an invading fleet or a cosmic plague. It was a function of the universe. A great filter designed to enforce a single principle, the principle of order. It was a test for all life, a final exam for every species that reached for the stars. The question was simple. Can you be quiet? Can you be still? Can you conform? The wave sought out civilizations that were loud, defiant, chaotic, species that clung to messy things like hope and free will. It identified this beautiful noise as a cosmic error, a flaw in the grand design. Then it smoothed the error away. It erased the defiance. It left behind a perfect, silent peace. Humanity was the loudest species it had ever met. We sang and fought and loved and dreamed. We built messy, illogical, glorious civilizations. We filled the void with our questions and our art. To the great filter, we were the ultimate mistake, an unbearable cacophony that had to be silenced. The artifact had been a part of a species that failed the test, a species much older and grander than your own. They had tried to fight the wave with logic and power. They had built weapons of impossible scale. But they had misunderstood the enemy. You cannot fight order with more order. It only makes the wave stronger. They were erased. But one fragment of their knowledge survived. Hidden, waiting. The artifact gave you more than a warning. It gave you the answer to the test. A way to cheat. It implanted a key directly into your consciousness. It was not a weapon. It was a song. It is a resonance pattern, a frequency of pure, unadulterated chaos. It is the mathematical inverse of the wave's perfect logic. The great filter is an equation of absolute simplicity. Your key is a symphony of impossible variables. It is an idea the wave cannot comprehend. It is conceptual poison. This key is dormant inside you. A sequence of thoughts and feelings. A melody of defiance. It requires a massive amplifier to be broadcast. Something powerful enough to sing across the void. Something like the heart of a starship. You are the sheet music. The Vanguard's engine is the instrument. You open your eyes in the dim light of the brig. The ship shudders again, more violently this time. The wave is getting closer. The metal walls around you groan in protest. You do not have much time. You are one person, locked in a box. The key is useless if it stays in your head. You need help. You need an ally. Someone who can get you out of this cell. Someone who can get you to the engine core. Your mind races through the crew manifest. Scientists would dismiss you. The command staff follows Kalen without question. That leaves only one option, an unlikely one. Yorick, the head of security, the same man who oversaw your confinement. He is a cynic, a man who trusts rules and regulations. But he has also seen things in the void, things that bend the rules. He is pragmatic. He values survival above all else. You just have to show him that you are the only path to survival. You press the comms panel on the wall. Yorick, I need to speak with you. Your voice is calm and steady. Silence is the only answer for a long moment. Then, his voice crackles back, weary and annoyed. There is nothing to say, Specialist. Try to find some peace. There is no peace in silence, Yorick, you reply. That is what the wave wants you to believe. Another pause. You have his attention. The Admiral is preparing for an honorable death. I am preparing for an improbable victory. Which sounds more useful to you right now? The brig door hisses open a few minutes later. Yorick stands there alone. His face is grim. His hand rests on the sidearm at his hip. This is a waste of time, he says. But he did come. That is all that matters. You have 60 seconds to explain your madness. You do not explain with words. Words are too slow, too easy to dismiss. The artifact taught you another trick, a small one. How to share a flicker of a thought. How to plant an image in another mind. You look him directly in the eyes. You focus. You push the vision of the bridge forward. Your smile. The knowing. Yorick stumbles back. His hand flies to his head. His eyes are wide with shock and confusion. He saw it. Not as a story you told him. He felt it. He saw the end of the world through your eyes. He saw the calm. He understood that it was not madness. It was certainty. What was that? He gasps. He leans against the wall for support. The cynical armor around him is gone. He is just a man who has seen a ghost. That was the truth, you say simply. The wave is a test, and I am the answer key. Now are you going to help me save everyone? Or are you going to watch us all get erased? Yorick stares at you for a long moment. His mind is reeling. Everything he knows is at war with what he just saw. Order versus chaos. But he is a survivor. And he just felt the first flicker of genuine hope since the retreat began. He nods slowly. What do you need? I need to get to the main engine core, you say. And I need to do it now. He does not hesitate. He keys his comms unit. All security teams, he commands. System-wide diagnostic failure is imminent. We are enacting contingency plan Omega. Seal the bridge. No one in or out. My authority. It is a lie, but a good one. The ship groans around you. Red alert lights begin to flash in the corridor. The automated voice announces atmospheric failure on decks 7 through 9. The ship is dying. The crew is panicking. People are running. They are not running to their stations. They are just running. You and Yorick move against the tide of fear. He clears a path. His authority is still respected by some. Others are too lost in their own terror to notice. Every corridor is a new obstacle. A fire suppression system fills a hallway with thick foam. An automated bulkhead slams down just inches in front of you. The ship is fighting us. Yorick yells over the alarms. The wave's energy is interfering with our systems. You knew this would happen. The wave's field of pure order is poison to your chaotic technology. It imposes a kind of digital silence, a creeping paralysis. The ship itself is giving up. It's not just the ship, you reply. It's trying to stop us. You have to shout to be heard over the screech of protesting metal. The lights flicker and die. You are plunged into darkness. Only the rhythmic flashing of the red emergency lights illuminates your path forward. You race through the service corridors. The main arteries of the ship are clogged with terrified people. Down here, there are only pipes and conduits, and the groaning of a dying ship. You can feel the wave getting closer. It is more than a sight now. It is a pressure against your skin, a weight on your soul. Then you feel something else. A new presence. It is in your mind, a voice that does not use words. It is calm, ancient, and overwhelmingly powerful. It is the consciousness of the great filter, the mind of the wave itself. It has noticed you. The small point of defiance in a sea of despair. It speaks to you in pure concept. It shows you an end to struggle. It offers you a vision of perfect, unbearable peace. A universe where nothing ever changes, where nothing ever hurts. A silent, crystalline existence. It promises an end to fear, an end to pain, an end to hope. It shows you galaxies of silent worlds, planets where life gave up its chaotic spark for eternal stillness. It tells you this is not death, this is ascension, perfection. It asks you why you struggle, why you cling to your messy, painful existence. Oblivion is not a punishment. It is a gift, a final, perfect rest. For a moment, the offer is tempting. The sheer weight of its logic is immense. Annihilation is the most efficient solution to suffering. But then you remember. You remember the artifact. You remember the species that fought and lost. And you remember why they fought. Because the pain is part of it. The chaos is where the beauty lives. The wave's logic is its greatest strength and its greatest weakness. It is ancient, vast, and utterly predictable. It has no answer for your illogical hope. It cannot comprehend why a creature would choose an uncertain future over a guaranteed peace. It cannot understand defiance for its own sake. This is its blind spot. In all its eons of cleansing the cosmos, it has never met a species quite like humanity, a species that would rather go down fighting than live quietly on its knees. It has never met an enemy that would look at pure, logical perfection and laugh. It cannot process your smile. You push the voice out of your head. You focus on the goal, the engine room, the heart of the ship. Yorick blasts open a final jammed door. The roar of the core hits you like a physical blow. You have arrived. The engine room is a vast cathedral of power. A sphere of contained plasma burns like a captive sun in the center. Keep the door, you shout to Yorick. Whatever happens, do not let anything or anyone in. He nods grimly. He draws his weapon and takes a defensive stance. He is putting his faith in your madness. A final, desperate gamble. Now it is up to you to prove him right. You walk towards the humming core. The air crackles with energy. There is no console to access, no keyboard to type on. This broadcast must be more direct, more personal. The artifact showed you how. You are the conductor. The engine is your orchestra. You place your hands on the shimmering containment field. It is warm to the touch. It feels like leaning against a living thing. You close your eyes. You ignore the alarms. You ignore the voice of the filter trying to whisper promises in your mind. You reach deep inside yourself. You find the key, the song. You unleash it. It pours out of your mind, through your hands, into the heart of the engine. And the Vanguard begins to sing. It is not music. There is no melody, no rhythm. It is a broadcast of pure, unfiltered humanity. It is the joy of a first kiss, the rage of a betrayal, the quiet courage of a lonely vigil. It is every hope and every fear, every triumph and every failure. It is the sound of a baby's laughter and a warrior's dying breath. It is a symphony of beautiful, glorious chaos. The sound of a species that refuses to be silent. It erupts from the ship in a wave of its own, a wave of pure soul. The two waves meet in the void, shimmering perfection against beautiful noise. For one eternal moment, nothing happens. The universe holds its breath. The wave of pure order, the great filter that has silenced 1,000 galaxies, hesitates. It has never encountered anything like this. It is a perfect equation confronted by an impossible answer. And then it breaks. The perfect shimmering pattern shatters. Cracks of chaotic energy spread through its surface. It implodes. The silence that has reigned for eons is shattered by your defiant song. The wave dissolves into a harmless cascade of light and radiation. A final, beautiful aurora in the darkness. On the bridge of the Vanguard, the view screen clears. The stars are back. The wave is gone. There is only silence. A new kind of silence. Not the oppressive peace of the filter, but the quiet awe of disbelief. For a full minute, no one moves. No one speaks. The ship is safe. Humanity is safe. You collapse to the floor of the engine room. Exhaustion hits you like a physical blow. The song is gone from your mind. You are empty. Jorik rushes to your side. He helps you sit up. "Did it work?" he asks, his voice filled with wonder. You just nod. Too tired to speak. Your broadcast did not just save the ship. It was not a localized defense. The engine core, amplified by your will, sent your song in every direction. At the speed of light, you did not just repel the great filter. You kicked open the door to the universe and announced your presence. You rang the dinner bell for anyone and everyone listening. You told the cosmos that humanity is here. And you are not going to be quiet. Admiral Kalen finds you there. Leaning against the core, his face is no longer a mask of iron. It is a canvas of pure, unadulterated shock. He looks from you to the humming core. He has 1,000 questions, but he asks only one. "What did you do?" "I cheated on a test," you say with a weak grin. Just then, a frantic voice comes over Kalen's comms unit. It is the comms officer from the bridge. "Admiral, sir, you need to see this. We are receiving a new signal." Kalen's eyes narrow. "From the filter?" "No, sir," the officer replies, his voice trembling. "It's coming from beyond, from deep space. It's answering." You push yourself to your feet. You and Kalen and Jorik return to the bridge. The crew parts for you like a sea. Their faces are no longer filled with fear or pity. They are filled with awe. You look at the main view screen. A complex data stream is being decoded. It is not a threat. It is not a warning. It is a greeting, a question. From a source so ancient, it makes the filter seem young. Your chaotic song woke something up. Something that appreciates a good noise. You face the new dawn, the great and terrible unknown. You have saved your species from a quiet end, and you have thrown them into a much larger, louder conversation. The new signal solidifies into a pattern, a welcome, a new beginning. And as you stare into the endless possibilities of the void, you smile again.